What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So according to the title on this video, Matt Riddle is down bad. So we're going to see what type of evidence they have to support this statement. And in regards to this whole conversation, I have a whole lot to say on this, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there in this video. Now, before we get started, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into this.
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including: is Matt Cardona coming to WWE or AEW? Ric Flair exposed in a leaked video.
What?
Randy Orton talks retirement. Matt Riddle has fallen off incredibly badly. A new announcer coming to SmackDown. RVD talks working in AEW on a regular basis, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at: is Matt Cardona coming to WWE or AEW? It's been a long time since the WWE Universe saw Zack Ryder, aka Matt Cardona, but is that going to change? And if not, could Cardona head to AEW? Matt's been gone from the WWE since his 2020 release, but he's done quite well for himself since, appearing in various promotions and working a belt collector gimmick where he's captured titles from an array of promotions. However, what is Cardona's ultimate goal? Does he want to return to a major promotion? The self-proclaimed king of the indies told Busted Open Radio, "All I know is when I got released, my goal wasn't what could I do to get back to WWE or what could I do to get AEW to notice me. It wasn't to prove people wrong, it was to prove myself right and to prove my fans right and working my ass off. And I feel like over these past 4 years, that's exactly what I've done." While Cardona has done well outside the WWE, his wife Chelsea Green's current run in the WWE, as well as his recent matches against Edge and AEW, reminded him of what he's missing. When I see Chelsea Green and she's wrestling on Raw or WrestleMania, of course I'm happy for her, but then also I'm like, shit, I wish I was there too. So what's keeping Cardona from retiring? According to the man who helped build a fan base in the WWE through his Long Island IC YouTube videos, honestly, because I haven't been offered a full-time gig by WWE or AEW. The answer is about as real as it gets. One question remains unanswered: what role Ryder sees himself in, whether it's in AEW or WWE. Does the 38-year-old former WWE superstar envision a run similar to what he had in the WWE before? That of a solid mid-card talent who occasionally broke out into the upper card?
Yeah, that'll work. That'll be interesting. That's a good idea. And for me, as much as I would love to see him in AEW or to see him in WWE, specifically WWE, because they owe him. Because after he won that IC title in that ladder match in front of his dad, and for them to strip that title off of him not too short after that, that was messed up. WWE owes him. But if he doesn't go to either one, he seems like he's having a whole lot of fun in the indies. He's doing an amazing job out there. So hopefully he just holds out until he gets exactly what he wants from these promotions. And whenever he gets that, he deserves every single penny of that. That's why I love this era of wrestling, because there's so many other opportunities to go to other places, reinvent yourself, and then, you know, tell them like, hey, now I'm worth a lot more money. If you want me, you got to pay me more than you did when you released me. And that's really good for wrestlers, man.
Big changes coming for Jinder Mahal. Is former WWE superstar Jinder Mahal preparing his fans for a radical change? Mahal, who was recently released, recently posted a video on TikTok explaining his career goals. Mahal, who shocked the WWE Universe when he captured the WWE Championship and held it for nearly 6 months, told his fans he feels wrestlers of Indian heritage have been stereotyped, and that's something he wants to change.
Historically, South Asian wrestlers, Indian wrestlers of Indian heritage, have always been portrayed in a stereotypical way. And I think that needs to change. And I think now is the perfect opportunity for me to introduce a new character. I'm proud of my Indian heritage, Punjabi heritage. I would definitely want to have elements of that to represent my culture and who I'm proud of.
The modern-day Maharaja commented on how fans have reacted to him, showing a different side of himself.
I just recently did a Chris Van Vliet podcast episode. I got a chance to be myself, and the response has been overwhelming. I guess nobody ever saw this side of me, and yeah, I'm excited to show more of it in the future. One thing that I missed out was having a babyface run. I think that would have been really good. Definitely, I think there's a time and a place for a big Maharaja babyface run, so let's make it happen.
While Jinder played a heel during his WWE run, fans may recall at one point he returned from injury and praised former 3MB teammate Drew McIntyre for his WWE Championship. Unfortunately, Mahal was injured again and fans never got to see whether this apparent new attitude was a sham. Would you guys like to see Jinder work as a babyface? And if so, where should he wrestle? Next up,
Yeah, that'll be very interesting. That'll be interesting. Now, it's interesting even more because remember when he had that tweet out where he said basically, forget this, I quit. I might be butchering it, I'm paraphrasing it, and then not too short after that, he, Veer, and I forget who the third guy is. All three of them seem to be released at the same time, so it makes you wonder if they shared the frustration of being stereotyped every time they try to do something as wrestlers or specifically within WWE. Because if you think about it, he's absolutely right about that. If you think about the history of South Asian wrestlers in WWE, they only got really a couple of choices. Either they're a heel, whether we're talking about Jinder Mahal, we're talking about the Great Khali, Arya Davari, the list goes on, or you're just super goofy like Shanky or the Singh brothers, and the list goes on with that too. The only South Asian that I've seen, or like you want to talk about Mansoor too, but I like Mansoor. So, but if you want to talk about people, you know, as far as baby faces who are taken seriously and are also South Asians, I can't really think of too many that fit in that category. Maybe we can say Mustafa Ali, but I don't feel like WWE took him seriously at all, and he's killing it in the indies right now. So the fact that Jinder Mahal voiced his opinion on how Indians are being stereotyped when it comes to being wrestlers, I respect him because not only is he saying something about it, he's taking the opportunity to try to create a solution. So whether anyone agrees that we should see him as a babyface or not, I gotta respect the fact that he's trying to invoke change, and I'm gonna watch and see how that works out because it's gonna be very, very interesting, and I think it's dope. And I think WWE can make a character that doesn't have to be those stereotypes. I mean, you got The Rock, right? Although he was in the Nation of Domination, representing the black half of him. He's in the Bloodline now due to his Samoan heritage, but as a singles competitor, his music, the way he talked, the way he walked, had nothing to do with him being black or being Samoan. He was just The Rock who just so happened to be Samoan and black, and I think they can do that with an Indian character. So it'll be very interesting to see if they go in that direction. Again, I'm still kind of hurt that they let go of my guy Mustafa Ali, from my city, but those things happen.
Ric Flair exposed in a leaked video. Don't worry, it's not that kind of video.
Oh,
but
thank God.
It's time for an update on Ric Flair's recent tweet where he complained of a terrible experience at Pisano's Stone-Fired Pizza. Flair made this scathing tweet, but now a video has surfaced apparently showing Flair complaining to an employee behind the bar. The man behind the bar accused Flair of accosting a manager, an accusation Flair denied. Flair appears to ask why he's been asked to leave, but the employee tells him he can stay, but he's been cut off, presumably from being served too many adult beverages. The Nature Boy then begins to argue and insult the employee, and at one point inviting him to step outside. While the manager tells Flair he can't because he's on the clock, a bar patron says he'll take up Flair on his offer, telling the 16-time world champion, "Do you want to come outside and talk to me in the parking lot? Because I don't give a shit." According to a New York Post article summarizing the highlights, or lowlights depending on your take of the situation, Flair offered a female employee a $1,000 tip to tell the male employee that he was arguing with to kiss my ass.
Wow.
Flair also insulted the employee behind the bar, calling him a dipshit and Nicholas Dickhead. Flair responded to the release of the video, with Cairo 7 News reporting, "On Monday, Flair told her son that he tipped $1,000 at the restaurant and was considering filing a lawsuit. I have the money to buy the restaurant," Flair said. It'd be called Ric Flair's Italian Bistro. One of the restaurant's co-owners issued a statement defending how things were handled and praised his team for their professional manner.
As you
Have
should.
you guys seen the video footage? If so, what'd you think about it? Is Flair reaching new lows? Next up, Randy.
That is crazy, man. Ric Flair gotta relax. I get it. I get that he was drunk. I get that he was inebriated. But dude, he has to relax, okay? And you know what? I respect those people who work at that restaurant, especially the owner, because if I put my blood, sweat, and tears to build this restaurant, to sustain this restaurant, even if my grandparents, my great-grandparents started this, I'm working hard to sustain it. So if you think you could just walk in here and talk to me and my workers any kind of way, and we supposed to kiss your feet because you're Ric Flair, oh, you got another thing coming. I don't care if you're Ric Flair, Rick Ross, Rick and Morty, it doesn't matter. You walk in here talking crazy, we gonna kick you out. And I hate the thing where people who feel like or know that they have a lot of something, a lot of money, a lot of subscribers, a lot of followers, whatever, think that they can just walk all over other people because they don't have what they have. That type of stuff just it blows me, man. It's really crazy, and this is just ridiculous behavior, man. He gotta relax. I don't know why he's acting like he's 15 years old. It's weird, man. But anyways, let's keep going.
Randy Orton talks retirement. Randy Orton has been making up for lost time since his 18-month injury-related absence from WWE, but how much time is left on the clock for the 44-year-old legend? Orton discussed his future during an interview with Adam's Apple. "Well, if you would have asked me 2 years ago how much longer I have left in wrestling, I would have thought that it would have been close to the end, but I had a spinal fusion a year and a half ago, and that changed the game."
Yeah.
Orton's WWE return has been well received, and if he can keep it up at this pace, he could find himself trying or breaking John Cena and Ric Flair's record at 16-time world champions. With 14 world titles under his belt, no pun intended, 2 more seem possible, especially since Orton wants a full-time schedule. I'm a full-time guy. I don't want to do the old Undertaker or Shawn Michaels schedule, which they needed to, understandably, but wrestling at WrestleMania, taking the summer off, maybe you see them at SummerSlam, I want to be on the road every week. I want to make all the TVs, I want to be on all the PLEs. At 44, I'd love to be able to go until my 50s, maybe wrestle until I'm 50 and call it. That's 30 years old. That's 30 years. 30 years with the same company on top. It feels like now is a perfect environment for me to thrive. Orton said he feels if he needs time off, it's no longer a problem, a situation that could ensure a longer career as he takes time off when he needs to heal. Next up, Matt Riddle.
You gotta respect his love, man. He's one of my top favorite wrestlers of all time. You gotta respect his love for the game, man. It is undeniable. Oh, here we go. Let's talk about this now.
Has fallen off badly. There's a new video showing Matt Riddle competing in front of a sparse audience, and it's led to questions just how much Matt Riddle's career has sunk.
Are you serious?
Ex-user Tribal Wrestling posted a video.
I don't know if y'all follow him on Twitter. I don't know how I follow him on Twitter. This guy, never mind. I'm not even gonna say anything.
Of Riddle competing along with this comment. Matt Riddle's fall off needs to be studied. From wrestling in front of thousands of people every week and teaming with Randy Orton less than 2 years ago to 50 people in a random promotion, he really had it all and let it go. While Riddle is working at larger venues such as in New Japan Pro Wrestling, it's unknown whether smaller events like this one in the video will become the norm of expectation. What do you guys think? Next up,
I hate that narrative, man. Now, I want to say this. I'm not defending Matt Riddle as a person. I don't know what he does in his personal time. I don't know him as a human being or whatever the case may be. But I will say this. They conveniently showed the video of him being in that room with that amount of people in the audience. But last month, he was just at New Japan Pro Wrestling, a Windy City Riot, defending the New Japan Pro Wrestling TV Championship. They didn't show the people in that arena. They didn't show when he's having matches in MLW. They didn't show any of that stuff. But they just showed this and used this as a narrative that this man is falling off. And I don't like that at all, because that's not where he is. Who knows? Who knows how much he got paid for being there? He probably got paid a huge bag for being there. Or maybe he's like helping out somebody he knows with their promotion and he wants to kind of showcase the talent that's being trained there. We don't know. So how can we say that he's down bad just because he's not at WWE or he's in a crowd that doesn't have that many people? If he's getting the bag that he wants, if he's getting the free time that he wants, the schedule that he wants, I can't say that he's down bad, because if he's down bad, then you got to say that everybody else that left WWE is down bad. Mustafa Ali, even though he's doing a tremendous job, TNA doesn't have an audience like WWE has. Nick Nemeth, the same for him. TNA doesn't have the audience like WWE has. So if you want to do it based on the audience, I think that's completely ridiculous, because WWE is a multi-billion-dollar company, from what I understand, or multi-million, and they have superstars that they back up with millions of dollars worth of advertisement. So they garner a crowd that no other promotion is going to garner, regardless of where else you go in the world. WWE is the #1 wrestling promotion in the world. You can be in the kickoff show at WrestleMania and have more people in attendance than you would if you main evented any type of show when it comes to the indies. So I don't like this, man. I wholeheartedly disagree with this, man. And again, we don't know what this guy gets paid. He may get paid more than he did at WWE collectively from all the shows. Who knows? We don't know. So it's hard to say that this man, or any wrestler for that matter, in that type of situation is down bad, because again, this isn't all his shows. All his shows don't look like this. So I'm saying this in defense of all the wrestlers who are in this position, that everybody just love the clown just because they see them in certain situations. And I agree that he fumbled the bag with WWE. I get that. I agree with that part, but I can't say the man is down bad.
Details emerge on reschedule of King of the Ring matches. And new details have emerged on WWE moving 2 matches from its King of the Ring and Queen's Crown tournaments from Raw to live events. Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp is reporting that participants for at least one of the matches that got moved off of Raw found out the day of. Sapp also reports there wasn't enough time between now and the PLE on May 25th to air the matches, hence the move. It's believed that WWE will air highlights from the matches, possibly on social media and or WWE TV. Next up, Drew McIntyre promises payback for Punk.
Attendees.
Drew McIntyre has taken to social media again to vent his frustrations with CM Punk. He posted a video blasting Punk for ducking him. Here are some excerpts from Drew's diatribe. I'll give Punk his props, he's a master at spinning the narrative to suit his own image and agenda. He should consider politics after I end his career. McIntyre said that he doesn't blame Punk from running from him. I'm gonna cave his actual head in. Look at my track record. He's done for. He knows it. He's maximizing his time. He's getting what he can out of this before Drew McIntyre exposes him. I'd run from me too. Drew blasted Punk, mocking him for his chronic injuries and saying that he's ready to end Punk's career if Punk appears at Clash at the Castle. Are you guys enjoying the Drew Punk rivalry? I'm gonna say it's one
so
of the
good.
best things going on TV right now. Next up, new announcer coming to SmackDown. Now keep your eyes out for a new ring announcer on SmackDown, as Shawn Michaels recently revealed that NXT ring announcer Alicia Taylor is headed to the Blue Brand. Mike Rome is headed to NXT to take Taylor's place. And finally, RVD talks working in AEW on a regular basis.
That's good for
Last
her.
but not least, Rob Van Dam's recent appearances in AEW have led to fans asking if there's any chance of the Hall of Famer working a regular schedule in the company. The Whole Effing Show addressed this on his podcast, saying, I would like to think that I'm open to any conversation, so anything's worth considering. Let's hear what you got in mind, whatever. But no, I don't have any of those talks. What you see is what you get, and that's all anybody is talking about. All anyone is talking about doing, let me put it that way. Unless Van Dam is kayfabing the fans, it sounds like there's no efforts to sign him to any sort of regular deal. He discussed the pros and cons of wrestling a more active schedule. One of the things that fans don't take into consideration that I do, it's cool having time off and I don't want to be a full-time anything like that, but it's a big disadvantage being in the ring because no matter how much conditioning that I do, there's no wrestling conditioning like wrestling. So if I was wrestling like every week instead of sometimes every 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, whatever, then you have a little bit even more fluid RVD. RVD's comments about wrestling conditioning mirror those of The Rock, who commented on the intense training he underwent in preparation for his WrestleMania 40 match. Regardless of the person's past training or inherent athleticism, pro wrestling puts demands on the body that are unlike any other athletic endeavor. There you have it, folks, the wildest.
Yeah, he's right about that, because when it comes to wrestling, it's unlike any other sport. It's not like karate. It's not like boxing. You can dodge punches. You can dodge kicks in boxing, karate, kickboxing. But in wrestling, you can't dodge hitting that mat, and that mat hurts. You're going to hit that. You're going to hit the ropes. That's going to hurt. So it's very interesting, because if he continues to keep going, then he gets more fluid. But with him being the age that he is, the wear and tear becomes more severe over time. But if he stops and gives himself a break, he has to start all over and rework out. And I know that is skipping a month out of the gym and trying to go back. That is a hard and steep hill to climb. But at the end of the day, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Salute. Peace. Have a good day.